Well. Guys, it's 6:26 p.m. I want to do this real quick. But as you've seen the title of this live, the coup d'etat in Guinea-Bissau exposes the hypocrisy of ECOWAS, African Union, European Union. I mean, all of these international partners, basically. And what I want to do is I'm going to draw a comparison, between Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau. All right. With what happened. In Sierra Leone, of course, on June 24th, 2023, we had an elections. And when I come on this platform and I keep telling people that we don't have the results of the elections, we don't have the disaggregated data that shows polling station for polling station, because according to the Public Elections Law Act, that's how you tabulate results from the polling station all the way through the region, the district, all the way to national. The results come from the results reconciliation forms from every polling center. We have 11,832 polling centers across Sierra Leone. So let's play this because, the junta in Guinea-Bissau, they've elected, some civilians to run government. So let's listen to this real quick, and we'll take it from there. Let's see. Let's start from the top. Because
next we head to Guinea Bissau. The military have formed a government after taking control of the West African nation last week. But as the junta consolidates power, condemnation of the coup widens. The junta this weekend tapped 28 people, including five army officers and 4 women, to run the country. But this came as the African Union suspended Guinea Bissau with immediate effect, reiterating a zero tolerance on unconstitutional changes of government.
The African Union immediately suspend the Republic of Guinea-Bissau from participating in all activities of the Union, its organs and institutions, until constitutional order is restored in the country.
Meanwhile, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed grave concern. He strongly condemned the coup, calling for the immediate and unconditional restoration of constitutional order. Major General Horton Tam, who was sworn in as the country's transitional president and the nation's new prime minister, remained defiant following the formation of the new government.
Firstly, rigor, and discipline in managing what we have in common, particularly public funds. Secondly, the fight against corruption and drug trafficking. Zero tolerance for this scourge.
Okay.
It is with
So I wanted to show you that. And the reason why I'm showing you that, guys, is because, you all know that the current chairperson of the Heads of Authority of West Africa is Julius Maada Bio. And Julius Maada Bio has been at, in Burkina Faso over the past few days, right? I shared with you, Julius Maada Bio's Twitter page. And you guys saw, what I'm talking about. This is Julius Maada Bio's, Twitter page. The most recent post, I guess this is in Sierra Leone 8 hours ago, but it was in Guinea-Bissau yesterday. December 1. It was in Guinea-Bissau. All right. Led a delegation that went over there to talk to the junta guys, right? The reason why I say the Guinea-Bissau situation is exposing the hypocrisy, because it is the fact that this man right here, Julius Maada Bio himself, this man, Julius Maada Bio, does not have the results of the June 24th, 2023 elections. Therefore, he is not a legitimate president of Sierra Leone. We have to point these things out. I've been saying this, and what I'm doing today is nothing new that I haven't done. But of course, the Guinea-Bissau situation is pretty new, so that adds, facts to what we've been saying over the years. Julius Maada Bio should not be the president of Sierra Leone. Because again, we don't have the tabulated results for the June 24th, 2023 election. That in itself is an electoral coup. Guinea-Bissau, there's the suspicion about the coup was ceremonial, this and that. It was because the president lost the elections and didn't want to hand over power to the opposition, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff that's going on. The fact is, he's not in power right now. Julius Maada and the ECOWAS entourage, everybody has gone over there. African Union has, cut off Guinea Bissau from engaging, in any of their African Union, events that they may have. So they've been suspended from the African Union. But of course, ECOWAS chair, who's the chair of the Heads of Authority, Julius Maada, who's currently the president in Sierra Leone, illegally the president in Sierra Leone, I must add, does not have a result, and that is why I say he's illegal. And for me to prove this point, because I don't want to, this is not going to be a long live. I just want to show the hypocrisy that exists, with the ECOWAS, the African Union, the Electoral Commission. They will tell you, the European Union, they'll tell you that, oh, well, Sierra Leone, yes, we condemned the elections and everything, but they had a tripartite, they had an agreement for national unity, so they brought the country together. But there's one man, Samura Kamara, which when you listen to him properly, Dr. Samura Kamara, who won the elections in Sierra Leone, when you listen with the kin here, what you hear from him is at this point, it's like it's futuristic. I don't think he has hope for his presidency. But this is the man who won the elections. Instead of coming out and taking interviews, screaming at the top of his lungs, taking these interviews internationally with the BBC, these Al Jazeera, all of these Voice of America, Deutsche Welle, local channels across West Africa, Arise TV in Nigeria, Joy TV in Ghana. Instead of him doing that to reawaken the fight for his presidency, because it's been 2 years, 6 months coming, and it told us there's an ongoing political transition. And since then, we haven't heard anything substantial past that. It's just hope, hope, hope. We're waiting. They're going to hand over power. They're going to hand over power. They're going to hand over power. But I want to point out the fact that what we have is a certain level of hypocrisy that I think should be called out for what it is. Because the fact that these guys allowed Julius Maada to stay in power, and now he's the man who is going around acting as if he is, the peacemaker for, Africa, is going to, Guinea Bissau now to go restore constitutional order. Is the first person there. Like I said again, he is the first person in Burkina Faso. He was the first in Guinea. He's the first. He has an affinity for coup d'etats. I think he loves that environment, But this is the man who's illegally occupying office. And I can prove it to you guys, because again, I've done this a couple of times, and I'm going to do it again for the international partners and everybody, Africans across the world, for you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. Because when I say Julius Maada, who's currently the chairman of the Heads of Authority of ECOWAS, the West African leaders, when I say he's unconstitutional and he's illegally occupying the presidency, I don't want you to think I'm just saying it because I want to say it. It is a fact that we don't have the disaggregated results. Every country has, when you have an elections, you have your results tabulated from polling station. Every polling station, all the way through to national. So if you have 5,000 polling stations, all of your polling stations, you should have result reconciliation forms signed by every party agent at that polling station. That is then sent, to your district, and then to your region, all the way to the national. That is how it's calculated. So every political party has their results reconciliation forms. I'm saying all of this because I want you guys to understand this, because Africans, until we pay attention to these issues, Africa is not going anywhere, and these guys will continue to use us and dump us. They continue to make wealth for themselves and their families, steal our resources, send their kids overseas, while you're scraping crumbs and you think you're making a living for yourself, but you're actually punishing generations yet unborn. Let me show you the evidence to prove to you that we don't have the results in Sierra Leone. So I'm going to show you the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, and I'm going to show you guys how to look for the results, because I really want to show you guys this. I want you guys to see this. All right, we're not making up this stuff. I want you guys to really see this so you'd understand where I'm going with this. Okay, all right, I think I have enough of the screen now on here, so let me do it this way. Okay, now if you come up here, there's these tabs which let me see, I'm really trying to. Okay. But there's these tabs up here, and you have elections. And I'm going to click on that one. And then all the way to the corner here, we have election results. Right here, as you can see. election results. So again, there are tabs at the top. I clicked on the elections, election results. This is the Electoral Commission's website, Sierra Leone's Electoral Commission. This is their website. All right. I want you guys to see this. And I'm going to, enlarge this a little bit. I want you guys to see this so we will navigate together. All right. So as you can see, summary of statement there of the parliamentary results by district. That's the first one. And then this one is summary of statement of the results of the presidential election for polling stations in the region. All right. And you have the 2023 presidential, election result. So we're going to go with two. All right. This first one, summary of the statements of the results of the presidential election for polling stations in the regions. All right. So he gave a summary. I want you guys to see this and I want you guys to pay attention so you can understand, as I broke this down so you guys would see exactly what it is. When you go to this website, this is what it does. The website itself is like a 30-year-old back in the day, so old and archaic. And let's see. So we click on that. For all the millions of dollars spent. So missing PDF. This is when they said the summary of the presidential results by regions. When you click on that, this is the screen you have. Blank. Is nothing. This is all you get. So I'm just going to return back to the site. All right. There's nothing. This is all I get. So I'm going to go back to elections. And then I'm going to walk my way all the way to the corner over here again and do election results. So what I'm pointing out to you, what I want you guys to understand is this fact right here. You see where it says summary of the statements of the results of the presidential election for polling stations in the region. That is where the disaggregated or results reconciliation forms should have been. That would give you the disaggregated data. So that is the disaggregated data from the polling stations by region, right? This is where we should have had the results. But you see, when I clicked on that, there's nothing. Nothing. All right. Now, let's go to this one. Right here, 2023 presidential election results. Again, this is just to expose the international community, ECOWAS, African Union, and all of these people. We don't care whatever agreements you guys had. We, the people of Sierra Leone, we don't negotiate. And this was something Brother Alfred Peter Conte said. Elections should not be negotiated. It is the votes of the people that should be counted. So in Sierra Leone, we're not negotiating our elections. It is the votes of the people that should speak. Now, I'm going to click on this, guys. 2023 presidential election results. I want you to see what the results. When I say we don't have a result, this is what I mean right here. Because this is not how you put out the results for an elections. And you will not find this in any other country, except, of course, the dictators where they rig their elections and have 98%. You wouldn't find this in any serious democracy. Look at this. Look at this. Sierra Leoneans, Africans across the world, this is what we have. You guys think we're making stuff up. I'm not making stuff up. This is Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Statement from the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Chairperson and National. Let me make this a little bigger for you on the screen. All right. I want you guys to see this. Statement from the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Chairperson and National Returning Officer of the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone on the presidential election results held on 24th June 2023. Now, an exercise of the powers conferred on it by Section 33, 42, subsection 2E, and 38A, as amended, of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, 1991, Act number 6 of 1991, and pursuant to Sections 7 and 68, subsection 1, of the Public Elections Act 2022, Act number 17 of 2022, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, ECSL, conducted a presidential election on 24th June 2023. Both the polls and tallying processes were observed by political parties, agents, various nationals and international observation missions, groups, embassies, and the media. Of course, that's a very sketchy statement. Number 3, the results. They said 11,712, but we have 11,832 polling stations. And I can prove that to you too, because I don't know how they got 11,712 polling station results were entered into the result database, representing 98.98% of all polling stations across the country. So for some reason, why we didn't have the 90 plus stations, that were not factored in, I don't know. But that in itself, when we have 11,832 polling stations, we're not in a rebel war. Every part of the country is accessible. So that's a conversation for another day. But I'm showing you the results that Sierra Leone has, ECSL. And that is why I tell you, Julius Maada Bio is not the legal president of Sierra Leone. He is illegally occupying office without an elections result. Now, total number turnout is 2,800,000 people voted, 691, representing 83% of all registered voters. Total number of valid votes cast was 2,789,000. The total number of invalid votes cast was 10,000. Leave all that. Total number 120 polling stations were not entered into the result database due to either being tampered with and therefore quarantined at regional tally centers. So now we have the answer to the 120 polling stations that were not entered as part of the actual result. They said they were being quarantined because they had some suspicion and this and that. All right. So I'm showing you guys this because I want you guys to pay attention. And the above outstanding results cannot materially affect the outcome of the final presidential results. They're justifying the 120 polling stations that were not entered. They say it's not going to make any significant difference. All right. So details of the results at polling stations will be posted on the ECSL website at ec.gov.sl. I mean, I don't know why, but we are on the website, right? But this is what they said. Details of the results at polling stations. That means the disaggregated data, the result reconciliation forms from every polling station. They said it will be uploaded into ECSL, ec.gov.sl's website, which is the website we're on. Of course, it's not there. A full breakdown of the results by district is attached to this statement. So this is what they're talking about. This is the results that we have in Sierra Leone. I'm not making this shit up, guys. I'm not making this shit up. This is how the results was tabulated in Sierra Leone. Name of candidate, political party, number of votes. As you can see here. This is what we have. All right. And it shows the total 2.7 million right here at the bottom and this and that. But it shows, say, Sierra Leone People's Party, Julius Maada Bio. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You see that? This 1,566,000. When you look at that, that's Sierra Leone People's Party. You see that's what Julius Maada Bio had, 56.17% of the vote. And then if you come down, it says Samora Kamara, APC Political Party, All People's Congress, 1,148,262, which is a total of 41.16% of the vote. This is what we have as election results in Sierra Leone. And that is why I keep telling you guys that the fact that Maada Bio is going around the world representing Sierra Leone, it is a travesty, it is a shame, it is disgraceful, and it shows you that these international partners are very hypocritical and they don't care about you, the people of Africa. This is what we have as results. Now, this is it right here. Therefore, by the powers vested in me, based off of that, the chart that I just showed you with the 1,056%, the other 1,041%. Therefore, by the powers vested in me as the National Returning Officer, this is Mohamed Kanawe Kone, who was the Electoral Commissioner, by Section 67, 51, blah, 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 or Constitution, I hereby certify that B.O. Julius Maada having polled 1,566,932 of the valid votes cast, representing 56.17% of total votes cast in the 24th June 2023 presidential election, duly elected President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Any citizen who has lawfully voted in this election may challenge the validity of the said election of the president by petition to the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone within 7 days. So you only have 7 days to petition this. But this is what we have as results. Now, let me take you to what real election results look like. And I'm not going to take you far away. I'm not going to take you to Europe. I'm not going to take you to America. I'm not going to take you anyplace else. I'm going to take you next door to Liberia. All right? I'm going to take you next door to our beautiful brothers and sisters in Liberia. Let me show you what it's like to have disaggregated data, results reconciliation forms, polling station for polling station, tabulated. Matter of fact, Liberia's is not as detailed as Ghana's. Ghana, you'll see the manual forms, the manual signatures. They scan the manual documents into the website in Ghana to show Ghana's election. That is how you know a nation that is ready to move. But I'm taking Liberia. I'm going to take you to Liberia. You see right here in Liberia's website, when you go to necliberia.org, that is their website, necliberia.org. When you go there, and I'm going to post, matter of fact, I'm going to share these links in the chart. All right. I'm going to share these links in the chart. This is Liberia's ECSL. Before I show you guys the website. All right. This is Liberia's Electoral Commission website. All right. That's Liberia. Okay. I want you guys to be able to do this for yourself and see what Ibrahim is talking about when I tell you about disaggregated data. That's Liberia's ECSL's website. And I'm also going to put Sierra Leone's. This is Sierra Leone. I want you guys, if you look in the comment section, it'll be there. Sierra Leone's Electoral Commission. I don't want you guys to think we're making stuff up. Website. All right. So I've given you both. Let me take you to Liberia again. This is Liberia's Electoral Commission's website. If I zoom in for you guys, you'll see here where it says view election results. You see it's constantly flashing. View election results. Once you get to the page, right in the center there, view election results. Now, if I click on that, it takes me to this page. It wants me to verify if I'm a human. I do that. It verifies me as a human being. We're going in. I want you guys to see this. All right. If you look here on the side here, this is a map of Liberia. This is showing you counties, all the counties in Liberia. And in each of those counties, you would see how the disaggregated data was broken in. All right. But before I go into the counties, let me just show you the face value of what the election results actually came out to be. So you guys can see it. All right. This shows you the total, the summation of the results, right? Received 100%, 5,890 polling places. So Liberia only has 5,890, polling stations, polling places. All right. Total valid votes, 1.9 million, 23 presidential results, and let me tell you, Judge Weah of Liberia was so honest. Judge Weah actually won that elections, but because the opposition, people like Yeke Koloba, they were so vehement and vociferous. If Opongwea had just waited for another day or two, it's proven that he won the elections. Look at the results right here. Judge Opongwea, 804,000 votes, 43% of the vote, 43.83%. It won the elections. It's still on ECSL's website. Liberia, I don't know if Liberian people pay attention to this, and this is why I'm telling you guys, but this is phenomenal. Judge Weah should be thanked. It deserves commendation. I can tell you that. Because look at Mr. Bokai. 796,000 votes, 43.44%. It did not win the elections. Opongwea won that elections in Liberia. It's right here in front of us on the ECSL website. If you're a Liberian, you see this, take it to your ECSL. Show the Liberian people. But it looks like Judge Weah actually won that elections in Liberia. But that is not what I'm here for. I want to show you guys how good of a job you did, though. ECSL in Liberia, you did a phenomenal work, man. I'm going to give you your kudos. I'm giving you your hats. Because I want to prove the point that in Sierra Leone, Julius Maada is illegally occupying the office of the presidency. He is not our president. He lost the elections. It does not have the results to show that he is the president of Sierra Leone. Now, like I told you guys earlier, you see, this is the map of Liberia here. And this is all the counties in Liberia. Lofa County, Bakpolo County, Grand Cape Mount, Bomi, Magibi, Bong County, Nimba County, Riverses County, Grand Bassa, Grand Gedeb County, Sino County, River G, Grand Cru County, Maryland. All of these are the counties. Now, for the sake of this, let me start with, I want to take a smaller county. Okay, I'm going to take, let me take River G right here. Actually, let me do Bomi County. I'm going to do Bomi County, okay? I'm going to show you guys how the results work. So you see, when I clicked on Bomi County right here, all right, now everything is open for me. Everything is open for me. Bomi County. Guys, I need to adjust this magnification in this because I want you to see the whole screen. Actually, I'm going to get on my other screen. You wouldn't see my face, guys, but I'm going to. All right. This screen shows you everything because I want you guys to see this. All right. All right. Now, this is Bomi County. And I'm going to zoom this in for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So in Bomi County, number of registered voters in Bomi County, 63,112. Number of precincts in Bomi County, they have 84 polling stations, right? Turnouts of reported polling places, 50,000 people turned out to vote in Bomi County. So they have 84 polling stations in Bomi County. All right. I want you guys to see this. Now, you see, in Bomi County, they have Electoral District 1, Electoral District 2, Electoral District 3. This is what I want you guys to see. I want you guys to understand what I'm doing here. I'm proving this point to you. I've done this live before. This is the second time I think I'm doing this. And I want to do it again to expose the ECOWAS and all these people so you guys can see what we're talking about. All right? Anyways, let me see if I can just get myself on the screen here because I know you guys would appreciate seeing the face. All right. I'm going to keep myself in this little corner over here, okay? Okay. Now, so you guys could at least see me. So when you go to Electoral District 01, let's see. We click on that. When we click on that, again, remember, there are 84 polling stations in Bomi County. 84 polling stations. We're going to see each of those polling stations, the results from each of the 84. Check this out. Electoral District number 1 is going to tell us how many polling stations they have there. All right. So when you click on Electoral District 1, now you look at Bokai. These are all the candidates, right, that contested in the elections. All right. All of these candidates. All right. Now, let me come home. I want you guys to see this. So if we click on right here, see, this is Electoral District 1. This is the results. I want to show you guys this. Taking my time here, guys. All right. So in Bomi County, again, remember, Bomi County, this is one county, 84 polling stations. They have 3 electoral districts in Bomi County. Now, Electoral District number 1, Boakai, 8,000 votes, 59%. All right. Judge Weah, 4,900 votes, 33%. This is all the votes they had in that county. All the candidates. This is the amount of votes they had. So when you look at Bomi County, you see at the top of the screen here, you look at Bomi County, Electoral District number 1, they had 27 precincts in Electoral District number 1, 27 polling stations. Number of people that turned out to vote was 15,692. And they showed you how many votes each political party had in this precinct. That is how election results are supposed to be tabulated. If we come out of this, and if we go to electoral district number 2, you see right here, same thing. This is electoral district number 2, 28 polling stations. This is all the votes they had. You do the same for electoral district 3, 29 polling stations. This is all the votes they had. Each person, each political party, this is what they have. This is how election results are shown. Well, we don't have this in Sierra Leone. And I can do this for each county in Liberia, and you will see it. This is our ECSL. This is what we have for results. It is a shame to our international partners that it will put the people of Sierra Leone through stuff like this. This is what the ECSL has on its website, the Sierra Leone's Electoral Commissioner. This is the results they have. I've showed you Liberia. They're showing you every county and each of those counties, the breakdown of the results in each of those counties. In Sierra Leone, this is what we have. It just shows us each political party, in total, the whole country, how many votes they wanted to fix, because this was a fixing, this was a match fixing event. The ECSL, the Electoral Commissioner, just fixed the results, gave Julius Maada what he wanted, gave all the other political parties what they wanted, what he wanted to give them, and then he announced that Julius Maada won the elections. This is it. This is the results in Sierra Leone. I'm going to take you guys back to the home because I don't want you guys to think I'm making stuff up, right? So let me take you guys back home here and let's see. I want you guys to see this full website, right? If I go to election tab right here, as you can see, my cursor is right there, elections. If I come down, I go again to results, and I want you guys to see this, right? Let me open this up. Summary right here. See that? Summary of the statements of the results of the presidential election for polling stations in the regions. This was supposed to give us the breakdown. They don't have it. And if they have it, they kept it because they knew Maada lost the elections. They knew Julius Maada lost that elections. He did not win the elections. They know Samura Kamara won the elections. If I click on this, I'm going to click on this. I want you guys to see in real time what happens. Again, you see how I was telling you about the website, how outdated the website is. For all the millions of dollars they're spending, look at Liberia's website. You can tell that they really spent good money on that Electoral Commission's website. Very organized, very responsive, user interface off the chart, very appealing. You know, look at ECSL. This is what it's saying. This is the messages coming. Summary of the statements of the results of the presidential blah, 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 blah. If you click on download, nothing happens. Let's come here. You click on download, you say HTML viewer, nothing. All right, nothing happens. If I click on this link, now up the top here, it says missing PDF file. All right, you see, missing PDF file. This is what you get, guys. Right there in the corner, missing PDF file, right here. That's what you get. I cannot even zoom in on it for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is it. It's not letting me zoom. Can't even zoom in on it. That is supposed to be, that is the folder that should contain the polling station for polling station in every region across that country. 16 regions. Well, now, apparently, because they're adding all this nonsense. But that is what we should have. All the regions in Sierra Leone, every polling station in every region, broken down. That is what we should see. But what you're seeing here is a website that is broken, outdated, no data, no results to prove and show that this man right here, Julius Maada, is not the president of Sierra Leone, is illegal. But yet, this is the man that is going to Guinea Bissau, traveling the world, representing Sierra Leone and representing ECOWAS. as the chairman of the Heads of Authority of West Africa. Guys, I'm not paid for what I'm doing. I'm doing this out of love for country because I want peace in my country. I want peace in Sierra Leone. I want to see democracy thrive. I have no personal vendetta against any of these people. Yes, there are prosecutions that are going to be had, killings, massacres across that country. Yes, the people deserve to have justice one day. This is not personal. This is about a situation where this same Julius Maada Bio was involved in a coup in 1996. Why? Because they were complaining that we had a one-party state system. They said that your rights to free speech was taken away, rights to protest was not there, poverty on the rise, corruption at a massive scale. So Julius Maada Bio was part of a group of soldiers that overthrew Joseph Saidu Momo at the time. In 1996, again, the same Julius Maada Bio overthrew Strasser, who was the head of the first coup d'etat that he was part of. Captain Valentine Strasser was overthrown by Julius Maada Bio. Why? He said because Captain Strasser did not want democracy, did not want, the NPRC to hold elections. That was the excuse that he gave, but we all found out later it was all bullcrap, bullshit. It's lies. I'm giving you guys these facts, my brothers and sisters across the world that is watching this. I want you guys to know what we're talking about. We should not allow this travesty to continue to happen in Sierra Leone. It is a travesty of epic proportion, and I think it should be cut off. Julius Maada Bio should be removed from office by the powers that be. You guys know yourselves. Remove this man from office. The people of Sierra Leone are very unhappy. You'll find some of the most unhappy people in the world. It's Sierra Leone. They're there. Very unhappy. Julius Maada Bio removed Captain Strasser, all because he said he loved democracy. But when it was time for us to hold the elections, he said, no, let's have peace first before elections. The people said no. And when the people stood their grounds, Dr. Abbas Bundu, who was the former speaker, former Secretary General of ECOWAS as well, wrote in his book and explained what was done, the egregious acts that was performed against our people because they wanted to vote. That was when they will tell you, you want to vote? Okay, long sleeve or short sleeve. If you say long sleeve, they'll cut your arm right here. If you say short sleeve, they'll cut it either at your elbow or at your shoulder. They did that to our people during the reign of this same Julius Maada Bio. This man right here, I'm not making this shit up. You can take me to court anywhere in the world. You can take me. We can justify this. We can prove it easily. This man did that. All because of what? He said he's defending democracy. In 1996, again, that same 1996, he rigged the elections in favor of his own political party, which is in power now. Same thing. Same thing. So I say to you, ECOWAS, I say to you, African Union, European Union, international partners, the case is clear. Julius Maada Bio has no authority to be transversing this planet on behalf of Sierra Leone, or let alone act as the chairman of ECOWAS. I've proven it to you. I've shown you the fact that there is no result. And when you have an election and you don't have a result, it's obvious that you did not win that election. So let the right thing be done. It's 7:04. I got to go. I have a lot of activities tomorrow, a couple of conferences that I'm on. So let me prepare my mindset, get in that frame. But I want to share this with you because I think it's very important that we share these with our people. So in the comment section, I've included the website of Liberia's ECSL. Go look at it yourself. I want you to do the research yourself, guys. Africans, don't be lazy, my Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters. Do research. That is why even with my WhatsApp messages now, it's on my channel. You follow me on Facebook, you'll see my channel on Facebook. I think it's on there. My WhatsApp messages are on my channel now. I don't have to go and share. Let people find the information that they are looking for. Sierra Leoneans and Africans don't research. This is why these guys are getting away with everything they're doing to us. Because we don't research. We don't pay attention. So I'm admonishing you all. I've put the links to Liberia's website. Go look at it and see what it really means to have disaggregated data, what it really means to have all your elections data put together, the results tabulated properly, as per the laws of the land, public election laws, the constitution, everything. They are citing the constitution, like in the case of Sierra Leone, but they're not even reflecting the constitution itself. They are citing all the relevant statutes within the constitution or the public election acts and the laws and this and that, but they're not even following that. That's the irony. I'm calling on you guys. Do the right thing. Remove Julius Maada Bio from Sierra Leone. Let democracy prevail. Don't wait. Guinea-Bissau is just another case. But Sierra Leone is a worse case. It's been 2 years, 6 months. This man is illegally occupying office. I think it's time to go. If I tell you that I'm happy with the man who won the elections, who's just sitting quietly, I'll lie to you. I'm not happy with his behavior because he's not even showing dexterity. He's not showing vitality or vigor to say that he wants his presidential elections, because otherwise you guys will be hearing about him on news internationally. But he's just there. So I don't know. But it's not about him. It's about democracy. It's about the people of Sierra Leone that toiled, woke up very early in the morning to go and stand in line, stayed for hours, suffered these people. I know what the people went through during the registration period in Sierra Leone. They suffered during the registration period. They suffered. They went to go check for their names. You would see how disgusting the conditions were. When the voter register came out, you know, and their registration came out, the papers were all on the floor. It was nasty. These guys have no respect for our people. And that is why it's important that you guys do the right thing. I've proven it to you guys. I've shown you the evidence. Take me to court. I'm not a lawyer. I haven't been to law school. I've taken some law classes, but I can win this case flat out. In any competent court, I can win this case. If I can win this case, you European Union, you African Union, you ECOWAS, all the other commissions, the parliament, you all have a responsibility to fix the country, to fix the democracy in Sierra Leone. We've had a brutal rebel war. We don't want to go back there. But I guarantee you, if this continues, Sierra Leone is going to be the country here next. Because there are people that are just as capable as Julius Maada Bio that can steal elections too and protect democracies. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye. Guys, thank you. Share. Appreciate you all joining me, okay? And Macon 2019, thank you, man. Appreciate your insights. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right.